Alright, if you haven't already heard, Mike Tyson and Lennox Lewis are scheduled to be in an exhibition come September. I don't know if this is going to be on Triller. I'm pretty sure it's not, because Mike said some pretty bad stuff about Triller recently when they were saying they have the rights to all his up and coming fights. He denied that and said, matter of fact, he doesn't plan on working with them ever again, which I don't blame him. You know, matter of fact, let me pause on this real quick. That mess we saw the other day with Jake Paul versus whoever it was he was fighting, that was the worst. That was the worst thing I ever seen. That was the worst boxing broadcast I ever seen. Please don't put no more big fights on Triller. I mean, I watched the Teofimo Lopez fight. If it's on Triller, and I believe it is. But outside of that, man, I don't want to see nothing else on Triller. It was horrible. You know, if I wanted to go to a rap concert, I'd go to a rap concert. You know, if I wanted to be around a bunch of people getting high, then I would go do that myself. I don't want that with my boxing. I want to hear people talking clearly, making sense and whatnot. But anyway, back to this. This is a fight that I would have wanted to see out the gate. I prefer to have seen Lennox Lewis versus Tyson, you know, instead of Roy Jones. And I said that in the past videos. I did not like the Roy Jones matchup with Mike Tyson, even though I thought it was intriguing, and I did buy it. I checked it out. But this is what I wanted. I wanted either Tyson versus Lewis or Tyson versus Holyfield. And we know that the Tyson-Holyfield fight was on the table, and the negotiations went wrong or whatnot. First it was on, then it was off, then it was on again, then it was off again. And then Lennox Lewis' name surfaced. But Lennox put it out there before Mike even got in the ring with Roy Jones. Before he made his announcement that he was fighting Roy Jones, when there was a whole bunch of speculation who was going to fight, whether it was Shannon Briggs or whoever. Lennox Lewis had put his name out there already. Now he didn't scream it to the world, but he was like, hey, what about me? You know, I'm in great shape. So we'll have to see. But honestly, I don't if Lennox is in good shape, and I mean, you know, just as good a shape as Mike Tyson. You know, if everything's equal as far as being in shape, I think Lennox washes him again. I don't like the matchup with Mike Tyson and Lennox Lewis, far as for Mike Tyson, that is. You know, as far as a fight, hey, to me it's a great fight. But Lennox is a big guy with a long jab, and he jabs hard. He don't just pat you with it. He don't just touch you. He brings a telephone pole type of jab. Now he can tap you with it, but he does damage with his jab. He can beat you up with his jab. Then he got one of the best right hands in boxing. And I mean, he can hit you with it, in boxing history, I should say at this point. And he can hit you with it in several different ways. You know, hook, straight, uppercut, you name it. And I just think he's a bad matchup for Mike Tyson. Some people say, well, if Tyson would have got him, you know, pre-prison, Tyson would have beat him. I'm not sure about that, but the one thing you can hang your hat on, Lennox Lewis' jab wasn't quite as devastating back then. Matter of fact, I remember Larry Holmes was saying, it wasn't Emmanuel Stewart. I don't think he was training him at that point, but it might have been Emmanuel Stewart. But Larry Holmes said he was contacted by whoever the trainer was for Lennox Lewis at the time to try to come in and teach him, you know, how to jab. And Larry Holmes said, I'm not doing it. And his motivation for saying that was the fact that Larry Holmes was still active. And Larry Holmes was trying to get Lennox Lewis in the ring with himself. So it didn't make any sense for him to do that. And for people to laugh and say, and I'm just, you know, for anybody who don't, you know, go back that far, that's real, because Larry Holmes put it on Ray Mercer. That would have been interesting. Larry Holmes took Ray Mercer to school, and in my opinion, I thought Ray Mercer beat Lennox Lewis. In my opinion, I thought it was a close fight, but I gave it to Ray. And but That's my opinion. But like I said, I think it's going to be an interesting fight. I kind of look forward to this way more than I did the Roy Jones-Tyson fight. So I can't wait to see it. But also, Evander Holyfield's getting in the ring with Kevin McBride. I think it's in like June or July, something like that. So that's going to be interesting too. And we'll see what happens. Maybe, the winner of the Tyson-Lewis fight will fight the winner of Holyfield versus McBride. Because at the end of the day, think about this. If McBride happens to beat Evander Holyfield, I think Mike Tyson might want a little bit of payback from Kevin McBride. Just maybe, just a little, maybe. Because, me personally, I could live with losing to Lennox Lewis. But how do you lose to Kevin McBride? But anyway, that's pretty much all I got. This Head Bustin' Boxing's own Fight Doctor. Hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. Hit me up in the comment section and let me know what you think. Are you interested in the Tyson-Lewis fight? Or are you getting tired of seeing these old men getting in the ring with each other? Hit me up and let me know. And also, do you think the winner of the Tyson-Lewis fight should fight the winner of the the Holyfield versus McBride fight? Hit me up and let me know. This Head Bustin' Boxing's own Fight Doctor. I am out.